Hi, good afternoon. Once again, I would like to welcome my viewers on this channel. And for this afternoon, I'm going to discuss the topic being requested by many of my subscribers on this channel. So, you want me guys to discuss the health predictions of the Watchtower or the Jehovah's Witnesses. Yes, of course. The Jehovah's Witnesses is now already well known for their health predictions about the end of the world or the second coming of Christ, or as they call it, the Armageddon, wherein they're saying that Jehovah God will annihilate or destroy all the wicked men upon this planet, and thus he will survive all the remaining part of mankind, and it's them, the Jehovah's Witnesses, that God will save on that catastrophic day. So this topic is very repeating. That is why you requested for this, because many people today is contemplating if this worldwide plague or pandemic is an indication or a clear sign that we are already in the brink of Armageddon, at the brink of Armageddon, or the return of Christ, as the evangelical Christians know this particular topic. So, as I've said, the Jehovah's Witnesses is very well known because they have predicted the end of the world. Their founder predicted it on 1874. But then when that year has passed, Charles Taze Russell, the founder of the Jehovah's Witnesses or the Watchtower, has forced to acknowledge that he has made a wrong assumption to the return of the Lord. So Russell has adjusted the return of Christ on the year of 1914. But then again, that year has brought disappointment to the Bible student during that time. Yes, that is the name being called to the Jehovah's Witnesses before, the Bible student. So after him, the second president of the Watchtower, Joseph Rutherford, predicted the year 1925, wherein he and his companions, top honchos in the Watchtower, has predicted that on that year, the faithful servants of God of old, just like Abraham, Abel, the patriarch, and the faithful prophets will be resurrected and will rule as princes here on earth. And Rutherford has even erected a complex of palaces there in San Diego, California, which he called Bet Sarim, or House of the Princess, and for the purpose of giving a luxurious and a cordial welcome to the upcoming resurrection of the faithful ones on 1925. But then again, just like what has happened to Russell to failed years prediction, the prediction of Rutherford has failed also. And the failed prediction, they have not learned the lesson. The succeeding presidents or administration of the Watchtowers has predicted the 1975. It's 1975 year as the, according to them, that will be the time of Armageddon. So many of the Jehovah's Witnesses back then has sold their houses, their earthly properties, and abandoned their careers in this world, and focus all their time and energies to the preaching activity or the recruitment of new members, as they called it the serving the interest of the kingdom. So they do that, but then it is also a failed prediction. And from that year, 1975, there are so other many years that they predicted in their literatures that the end of the world will come, just like year 2000, wherein in January 1989 Watchtower and the original printed edition, they said that the preaching activity will end up to that time only. And the 21st century will see the fulfillment of the rulership of God's kingdom upon this earth. But then again, we are now already 20 years in the 21st century, but the Armageddon has not yet arrived until now. So here we are again. The governing body has taken the opportunity, to instill fear to their members and to predict yet another end of the world prediction because of this worldwide pandemic. And why did I say that? Well, two of their members of the governing body, the leadership of the Jehovah's Witnesses, has issued some statement on their JW broadcasting videos. One of them is Anthony Morris Jr., who stated in his broadcasting that we definitely and at the brink of Armageddon or the Great Tribulation, because what is happening right now is being expected by them. And he even told his listeners on the particular, or his viewers on the particular GW broadcasting, that their members, the Jehovah's Witnesses, should have reason to be happy. That's why he said, cheer up. He stated that words, cheer up. This will get worse. No, I was not putting words on the mouth of Anthony Morris Jr. So, for that particular video clip, let's hear it from him. So, let's watch it.
Others in the coordinators committee office, you know, when we're facing these disasters and all these things, and I've been telling them for some time now, cheer up, it's going to get worse. And so we keep a sense of humor with it, but that's a fact. What we're experiencing right now in this global pandemic, I was telling the branch class yesterday, it doesn't bother me. We've been waiting for this.
As we have watched it, Anthony Morris III, a member of the governing body, has stated their feelings and their opinion that we are now already at the brink of the Great Tribulation because of this pandemic. So, at that video, they have they essentially predicted that Armageddon is very imminent any moment. But not only that, what I'm observed on that video, and what saddened me is his very insensitive attitude toward the suffering the humanity is enduring these past few months. Death has already reached the level of 108,862. That is the latest count, and still counting. But then, in spite of much suffering because of that, so many deaths happening right now, Anthony Morris III stated that the Jehovah's Witnesses should be happy because of what is happening right now to many people. The humanity is not suffering not only of the deaths, but because of being confined, virtually prisoners on their own houses. The people are virtually prisoners on their own houses. But to him, it is a reason to be happy. I cannot, I'm lost for words on how to emphasize the callousness and the insensitivity on the part of the governing body of Jehovah's Witnesses on what is their opinion on what is happening right now. So, from that clip of Anthony Morris III confirming their conviction that we are now at the brink of Armageddon, or at the end of the world, let's now move on to a video clip depicting Stephen Lett, another member of the governing body, is stating that we are now in the final part of the last day. Let's watch it.
So the events unfolding around us are making clearer than ever that we're living in the final part of the last days, undoubtedly the final part of the last days, shortly before the last day of the last days.
So, after hearing it from Stephen Lett himself, that video is a confirmatory that they believe it, that we are now living in the Great Tribulation, because he has said it that we are now in the final part of the last days. So Armageddon, or the end of the world, will happen any moment. So again, that statement is intended to instill fear in complete loyalty and submission to their members. So, what can we say about that? Are we going to believe that statement from Stephen Lett that this pandemic will become the end of the world and will usher us to the rulership of Christ, millennial rulership of Christ upon the earth? No. I was not inclined to believe him. My reason for that is, if you will come back to one of my videos, that video is being entitled "The Peculiar Calendar of Jehovah's Witnesses." I have clearly stated there, or explained there, that their doctrine of Christ's enthronement in heaven during the time on 1914, during that year, is based on a very erroneous way of explaining Bible verses. So, it is not based from the Bible, and it is in contrast or direct contrast with secular history. So, 1914, as the beginning of the last days, as the basis of their eschatology or their doctrine about last days, is erroneous. But for the sake of argument, we'll give them a leeway to say that we are now already in the last days. For example, if we will accept that for the sake of argument, the problem with the statement of Stephen Lett is, how did he for certain ascertain that we are now living in the final part of the last days? The last days, according to them, has started from 1914. So, where did he point the starting point of the final part? To ascertain the final part of the final part of the last days. Because by saying that, in effect, he is saying that the governing body, the leaders of the Jehovah's Witnesses, has know it already. They know it already. In effect, they are saying that they know it already, the exact date of Armageddon. Why did I say that?